Two men journey to the bars and restaurants of Scandinavia to find amazing beers, always with the same question.
Hey, what's on tap?
It's time to find out.
Welcome back, and it is part 3 of our Moersleutel dinner in a can progressive dining experience.
Yep, we are not done yet.
We are not done yet, and in fact, there's only 5 beers in the.
I was just going to say, you've done a sneak.
I have, and you've probably noticed, if you've even noticed these things, the show notes and the show title. The dinner ends with lizard, but we also have one of the green barcode beers as well. So as you know, we try to always feature a barcode beer whenever we get one. I think we've reviewed all of them but one so far.
We're missing one?
There is one that came out in early 2021 that we did not get our hands on.
Oh my god, I am so disappointed
I
in
am
us.
too. Honestly, it kind of hurts me a little bit.
Yeah.
In ways I don't want to talk about. But yeah, no, it really bothers me that we missed one. And I don't think it just got a very big release. But because I'm part of the Moersleutel Guild, every time there's a barcode beer, it's part of that release.
That is nice. So we just need to go back and find that one that we missed.
Yep. I believe it's yellow and black.
Yellow and black.
Yeah.
We need to trade for it.
Black and yellow, black and
Yellow. Is that it?
It's a song. Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll have to go back and get that. But to start with, we have Lizard, which is a dessert freeze-dried distilled black barley wine, coming in at a really light
18?
16%.
16%. Oh, I got off easy.
Yeah. We're finishing the dinner party off with a whopping 16% freeze-distilled black barley wine with flavors of caramel, chocolate, and hazelnuts. This is the perfect beer to end the night. Bon appetit. So yeah, caramel, chocolate, hazelnuts, muscovado sugar are the adjuncts and flavors.
So now I'm happy again. Dinner was a 5 adjunct multi-mess. It still got a high rating.
Yeah, it was still
but
quite
could
nice.
have been so much better.
True.
This one, it says black barley wine. You said black barley wine. It smells like a moderately adjunct imperial stout.
You get a lot of the muscovado sugar on this. I think you get a lot of
Maybe a little
sugar caramel notes off
maybe
of the
a
nose.
little bit of the hazelnuts, even in the aroma.
Yeah, there's a little bit of hazelnut in there.
And the nutty, woody character. I like the aroma of hazelnuts.
I don't know if you remember last year's 4 beers, but I believe
The dessert one was...
the dessert one was the one that we
freeze-distilled.
liked the least. It was so boozy that it kind of... I think it was between the sour, which was the first course, and then the
IPA. It was sour, IPA, imperial stout, freeze-distilled.
Right, freeze-distilled. And the freeze-distilled for us was super boozy and all over the place. So I'm kind of nervous, curious, excited about this one as well. So cheers. Let's just dive into this.
Let's dive into it.
It's boozy. You definitely get that alcohol burn in the back of the throat and up the nose.
Ooh, yeah, I took a big gulp.
Yeah.
And it tasted very pleasantly all the way down, but my nose was going crazy.
Yeah. The alcohol fumes definitely just blast back up the nasal cavity. You're like, oh, that kind of burns. But overall, it's like a marshmallowy, marzipan-y kind of sweetness to it.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a smaller sip now and try to find the hazelnuts.
I would say hazelnut for me is a very pronounced flavor in beers. Again, not one of my favorites, but this one, I don't get hazelnut at all, which is kind of weird.
The flavor is really boozy. It was actually, when I took a big gulp, there was less booziness in the flavor and more in the fumes that went up my nose. Now with a small sip, it is way boozier in the flavor.
Yeah, I actually did the same thing.
Almost a little bit of diesel.
Yeah, when I took a small sip, I was like, oh, this is a wave of flavor. And then I took a small sip and I was like, this is a wave of booziness.
This is going to be such a weird tangent. An acquaintance asked me just yesterday to smell 3 different like plastic cans of liquid because he wanted to figure out which was which. One was definitely diesel. One was actual diesel. One probably was gasoline, and one might have been pink thinner. And we just couldn't figure out what is what, because I mean, if you smell those 3, your nose just goes bonkers numb. It goes numb.
Right. You know, it's called huffing gas. You can just be honest about what you were doing.
Yeah, sure.
You were going for a cheap high. We get it. You don't have to brag.
After that, we started discussing like, okay, diesel fumes don't burn.
Wait, so the fumes themselves didn't burn, but the gasoline and the paint thinner.
All 3 liquids burn.
Well, yeah, because they're highly combustive. Highly combustive.
But now I don't remember it exactly. But we could.
But when you were smelling them, there was one that was like more pungent, or.
We were pretty certain that we could rule out which one was the diesel.
I think I could rule out the paint thinner from the gasoline.
Maybe it was turpentine. We still don't know.
Well, turpentine, paint thinner, kind of the same thing.
Okay, fair enough. We didn't dare to pour any of it into the engine-powered lawnmower cutter.
Right, that's probably
that was what we wanted to.
You should just taste it and see which one tasted different. That would have been the best way to figure that out. Diesel and turpentine definitely would not have worked.
No, it would have just broken down.
Yeah. It would have. But the gasoline would have been perfect. But you're right. If you had to like one of these is going to break the engine and one's going to work, we don't know which is which. Which one do you think is the gasoline? I don't know that I'd be able to say with enough certainty which one of those would be which.
It's like when you do the game of beers and you have to lock it down. That's the most difficult part, because you can do, it has a lot of fruity flavors. It has a lot of this. And you have to lock it down and you go, oof. And that's actually what I'm feeling about the rating for this one.
This one's, again, it's such a hard beer.
I'm so scared to lock this down.
Oh, it's so boozy.
I will be disappointed in myself looking back. It has a lot of redeeming qualities.
I think I need to let this one breathe a little bit before I can give it an honest review. I think the alcohol notes are just so intense right now that it needs to mellow a little bit before I can give it an honest review.
I think it's somewhere between a 3.5 and a 4.25 for me.
Yeah, same way. I'm either loving it or hating it. I'm not sure which one it is right now. But let's just table this one for now. We'll come back to Spock.
Yes.
I'm sorry, not Spock, but Lizard. You know what we should talk about? We should talk about how do you play the game of rock, paper, scissors, Spock, Lizard.
So everyone knows the interconnection between rocks, papers, and scissors.
Right.
And those are the same.
Right.
So we just introduce Lizard and Spock.
Correct. And so the Moersleutel's been kind enough to give us the rules of the game. So it's scissors cut paper covers rock, rock crushes lizard, lizard poisons Spock, Spock smashes scissors decapitate lizard, lizard cuts paper disproves Spock vaporizes rock, and rock crushes scissors.
So rock killing lizard makes sense. Paper disproving Spock is the best one.
I do like that. It's super nerdy.
so Spock vaporizes rock, but he crushes scissors. Why would he crush scissors?
Maybe he didn't have his.
That doesn't make sense.
So he didn't have because the scissors outwitted him and took away his phaser, so he had to crush it with a rock.
It should be Spock vaporizes rock. Spock vaporizes everything. Spock vaporizes everything, and you have to come up with your own. Like, this is the cockroach. Cockroach survives everything except the nuclear blast, and you go, haha, this is the nuclear blast.
But then it would be Spock crushes cockroach by stepping on it.
Cockroach outlives Spock.
Cockroaches will outlive us all.
Yeah, exactly. I like the fact that someone improved on rock paper scissors, but why would Spock crush scissors but not crush many of the other things? And then he has to vaporize rock.
It's just a mystery that can. never be solved.
Lizard poison Spock, right?
Oh, does lizard poison Spock?
I think lizard wins over Spock. I think it should.
Lizard poison Spock.
That was actually really good. Should we go to the green
Let's move
and
on
black
to
barcode?
the otherwise known as 871-999-2492923.
Right, we're still doing that gag.
Which, well, because that's the actual official name of the beer. It is also known as the black and green barcode.
Is this cognac barrel aged?
It is very good. It's cognac and
Rum?
nope.
Not bourbon. There's no
Nope.
whiskey.
No.
It's more than just cognac.
It's cognac. There's
Slivovitz barrel aged?
kind of no.
Brandy?
Brandy, apple brandy.
Oh, okay.
That's for me. If the apple brandy is really prominent on the nose here. So it's cognac, apple brandy.
I kind of nailed that.
Scotch barrel aged imperial stout.
Scotch as well. I said whiskey.
Whiskey's not Scotch.
Oh, come on.
They're very, very different things. Come on. New in our barcode series, black and green. This beer is an imperial stout that has been aged a total of 1 year on cognac, apple brandy, and Scotch barrels, together creating a lively blend. After aging, we've added natural vanilla beans and cinnamon sticks to this beer. As a result, you get a layered beer with a warm aroma of spices and a sweet and rich flavor. And it comes in at 14% ABV.
This aroma reminds me of Serbian plum brandy.
It does have a Slivovitz kind of smell. As soon as you said that, I'm like, you know what? You're not entirely wrong.
And the thing about Slivovitz is that it's seldom commercially made. It's
I was
usually
saying,
home-made or
we're talking about
village-made.
Diesel fuel. Slivovitz is basically like you could run cars off of it. It is incredibly
Potent.
noxious, I would say. It literally tastes like you're drinking turpentine. I'm not sure I should drink this. I might go blind.
So when I say whiskey, Scotch is. That's kind of what I mean. I'm not talking about fine rye whiskey, because I would say rye then.
Yes.
I am actually. No one will believe me. I did not read the description of this beer. I did no research. Taking that from the aroma is actually talking against this beer. Me saying cognac, brandy, and whiskey. I'm actually taking the worst parts of those barrel agings and putting it in this aroma, because it's quite off-putting.
I get cognac, I get apple brandy, and I get cinnamon. I think the cinnamon and apple brandy kind of merge a little bit.
This aroma is almost killing me.
I quite like it. I'm surprised that you're so off by it. I think it's just kind of a sweet, spiced apple kind of smell to it.
Sour diesel. I am absolutely certain that this beer will taste better than it smells.
All right, let's try it.
Cheers.
Oh yeah. It tastes much better. It's quite nice. There's a lot of sweetness to it. Wow.
It's way sweeter.
It's so sweet. It's almost a little too sweet.
No, I actually disagree, because the sweetness is there to hold back these Slivovitz flavors.
What's so crazy is there's no sugar. According to this, it's water, barley, wheat, hops, yeast, vanilla, and cinnamon.
Wow.
But this beer is so sweet.
Couldn't have tasted more different from the aroma.
Yeah, it's...
I am mind blown, because I was prepared to say that, oh man, is this where the barcode series goes bad?
No, it's so good. I mean, and what's crazy is it's not super boozy. I was expecting this to be like a real hot burn beer, kind of like the Lizard is, but it's not. It's just sweet and drinkable. There's a nice light cinnamon flavor to it. You can get kind of the, like I said, the apple brandy, I think, is really the most prominent on this.
So we drink our beers from quite narrow glasses. And
With tulip glasses.
yeah, oblong vertical tulip glasses. I mean, the tulip glass goes way out and then up.
Oh, okay. Well, sure.
In my mind. But is it word oblong?
Oblong, yeah.
That's a word.
Yeah, that's a word.
But these glasses are really good because you can get your nose in them. But for this particular beer, you can actually put your nose outside of the glass and drink the very delicious beer without getting these noxious fumes into your mouth.
I don't find the fumes noxious.
It tastes way better when your nose is not involved.
Yeah, I would say this is a really weird beer because the smell is nothing like the flavors. The flavors are, I mean, when you smell it, you're thinking, oh, this is going to be super, super boozy.
It's not.
You don't get really any of the barrel aging flavors. There's no tannins from the wood like you would expect, maybe like a slightly sour kind of aftertaste. None of that.
Okay, so in the beginning taste, in the very first, in the front of the beer, there is some barrel aging, but it's the Scotch whiskey that pops up for me. Maybe some of the apple brandy, but the best kinds of apple brandy.
Yeah.
And this is all flavor that I'm talking about.
No, I get with you. I think the Scotch is up front. I think that's the first notes. The after notes are the mid notes are more to the apple brandy, and then the final notes are very much cognac. So I think the aftertaste is very much a cognac kind of caramel sweetness that's really quite nice. But you're right, the up front is much more Scotch.
Yeah. So does the can say, oh, by the way, don't smell this, just taste it? Because
that was a sub note. That was part I didn't read. It was like just hold your nose and down it. You're not going to be disappointed.
Because it holds up to the standards that we expect from. What did you just do?
Just tried the lizard again.
Oh no!
Oh my god, that burns! It just caught me in the back of my throat, like sometimes when you eat something spicy and it kind of catches you in the back of the throat. There's this extremely unbalanced alcohol heat that just kind of blasts through the really sweet, the really sweet front, super pleasant upfront notes. Once you swallow, and you just kind of have this backwash of heat that just kind of just kills you. I think again, the lizard is a hot mess of a beer.
I'll give the lizard a weak 3.75.
I was going to give it a mediocre 3.5.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give the green and black barcode the very weird rating of 4.25 with the note, don't smell it.
This is almost approaching a 4.5 for me. It's a little too sweet. That's why I'm going to give it if I could do your ratings, it'd be like a 4.3.
Ooh.
But I'm also going to give it a 4.25. I think it's, again, Barcode series, always excellent, never disappointed. They've always been just really, really pleasant.
I will be carrying with me this terrible aroma, this noxious fume, this poisonous gas that then turns into a really good beer when you drink it.
Yeah. I know. I am looking forward to the next Barcode.
I'm kind of mind blown by this barge.
And supposedly there's going to be another Barcode in the next box. So looking forward to that.
Nice.
Okay, you can find us online at what'sontappodcast.com, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify.
Yay! You said Spotify.
Those are the main places where you can find us.
Yeah.
And of course, wherever you can find quality podcasts, you can find us because we're everywhere otherwise. Because all of those podcast apps just pick up the RSS feed from other podcast apps and just relaunch them. So
if your podcast app doesn't list us, let us know.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
We could probably change something or like register with that app or something.
Definitely. So until next time,
keep drinking, you dum-dums.